back to another video of Game Glitch 25. Today we're going to talk about the whole route of Interstate 75, but in south version. This is just opposite. Our first photo is the Sault Ste. Marie International Bridge for the USA and Canada. Then we pass the Sault Ste. Marie International Bridge, and we get the toll immigration here, which is kind of, sorry, let me just screw up a cool time. Right here, for the Sault Ste. Marie immigration, we have the immigration tolls right here. We have all the tolls for Sault Ste. Marie, the immigration. Then we enter the first exit for I-75, which is kind of cool here. We enter Michigan also. We have exit 394, Sault Ste. Marie, Sioux Locke, 75 South, sign for St. Ignace, and welcome up here, Michigan. Then we go to St. Ignace, and we go through the Mackinac Bridge, now near Flint and Saginaw. Interstate 69 West, sign for Lansing. E69, sign for Port Huron. And Interstate 70, South 75 for Detroit and Ann Arbor. I do not know about that sign, but I'm not going to explain Detroit because it's too much interstates to show you. Toledo has 475 and 280. Then in Dayton, right here, we're going to meet Interstate 70. We're going to meet Interstate 70 right here on the interchanges here. Exit 61, 70 West, sign for Indianapolis, and 70 West, 70 East, sign for Columbus, and 75 South for Dayton, Cincinnati. Then we go through Dayton. We meet at 675. We go through Cincinnati here, which is kind of cool. And then we meet with the bridge here with I-71 and I-75. And then we enter Kentucky. And then we go for Lexington and Georgetown. So right here, we're going to meet Interstate 64. Right here. So right here, we're going to meet, Interstate 64. There's gonna be like a little exit sign there. And then 75 is gonna have a little loop and they're gonna connect together. And then we're gonna go through Lexington, 75 and 64 split. Welcome to Tennessee. We go through Knoxville and we meet 640 here, which is kind of cool to see. We meet 75 with I-640. Here's an exit from 640, exit 1. And then it meets with I-40 and I-75 for Chattanooga. And then they're going to split. Here 40 is signed for Nashville and 75 is signed for Chattanooga here. We have 40 West Nashville and 75 South for Chattanooga. Then we get to Chattanooga. Right here, here's a sign. I'll show you another one right here. .2459 Chattanooga and Birmingham, and 75 south is signed for Atlanta. We enter Atlanta and we see some humongous signs here with some big vibes here. We see some humongous signs here. South 75 for downtown Atlanta, 285 for the bypass, and exit 260 for Windy Hill. Then we go inside 7585 past the airport. 75 meets with I-6, 75. Then we get to Macon here, which is kind of cool to see. So right here we have exit 17. I'll show it to you better. So we have exit 177, 475 for the bypass for I-75 south to Valdosta, while Interstate 75 and 16 are signed for Macon and Savannah. Then they cross Macon. 475 merges back with I-75. Here's a little bit of the interchange. Okay. Then we're going to go through Tifton. Welcome to Florida. Then we meet Interstate 10 on I-75. So we have exit 435, Interstate 10, signed for Jacksonville and Tallahassee. We don't have pull-throughs for I-75, which is kind of weird. You go through Lake City and some other places. Here's another exit Gainesville. I'm not going to show you Gainesville. And then we meet with the Florida Turnpike right here. You have some signs right here. Exit 328, South Turnpike signed for Orlando, and 75 South signed for Tampa. You go through Tampa, meet Interstate 4. Then we meet Interstate 275 again, but in this sign. Exit 228, 275 North signed for St. Petersburg, and 75 South signed for Naples, which is, what about Fort Myers? I think it should be signed for Fort Myers. Here's some Fort Myers vibes. Here's Naples here. Here's an exit in Naples. Here is an exit at Naples. Exit 105, Golden Gate, Naples. Well, 75 South now is signed for Miami. We have the humongous turn here, which is my favorite part. There's a humongous turn where then you go in and you're in the alligator alley. Then bye-bye. It turns into 2 lanes. We get to Miami. We meet the interchange with I-595 Fort Lauderdale. Right here. 595 Fort Lauderdale. Coral Springs. I know you can't see the 75 sign, but that's okay. And then we end off with Interstate 75 South. It starts from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, all the way to Miami, Florida. Next video, we'll talk about Interstate 74. Please like and subscribe, and we hope you have a good day, and see you along.